Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife, CARHARTT, is at work. And today I'm doing a battle between two Twosuns, the Twosun TS226 and the Twosun TS129. Also, Garricore EDC has a huge Twosun sale. He's got to have a surgery, and he's got a whole bunch of Twosuns for sale, and all good prices, so you'll be able to get them shipped right to you pretty quick. I'm going to link Garricore EDC right in my description. All you got to do is go to the description, hit Garricore EDC. It'll take you right to his channel. And you can check out that video. He just recently posted, so it'll be one of his last videos. Please go check his channel. At the very least, just go subscribe to him. Great channel. And right now, he's got a huge sale going on. Now, the 226 is this model. I did just recently do both reviews on these knives. So if you want to check that out, you can. This one is the 226, so this one is newer than this one. Let's get into this. So I have a whole bunch of categories, and I didn't go through and like actually pick which one was which. I just wrote down a whole bunch of categories, and if it winds up being a tie, then I have a tiebreaker. So let's get into this. We might jump around just a little bit because I just thought about them and wrote them down. So first one, blade shape. Which blade shape? And I know some of these are going to be my opinion, obviously, and you can decide as we go along. Let's zoom in just a tiny bit. So blade shape, I'm going to say I just want to say this right off the bat, I love both of these blade shapes. These two blade shapes are like my favorite blade shapes. The only one that could probably add into it is like maybe a sheep's foot. So like these three blade shapes right here would be like my favorite blade shapes. I love drop points. This is kind of like a, I don't know exactly what you'd call this blade shape. I don't know what you'd call it. We need to make up a name for this blade shape because more and more knives are coming out with this blade shape. Let me know down in the comments what you think we should call this blade shape. I don't even know what other, like some companies call it, like the one on what is it, the Chef, I think that's called a sheep's foot, and then like the bare knuckle, I think that's called a sheep's foot. So but I don't think it should be called a sheep's foot, because a sheep's foot, this is a sheep's foot right here, that's a sheep's foot. This is a little different because it has this little curve right there. I'm sorry to get on a little rant, but anyways, let's get into this. So my favorite blade shape out of these two, this is a tough one. It's really close, but I'm gonna have to say this guy, just because I got a little bit of belly with it. This one, I don't have as much belly, even though this is a more precision cutter. I can still get to the tip with this one very easily. So, oh man, that's a real tough one, and it's almost a tie. Like, it's real close to being a tie. But yeah, I'm gonna say this blade shape. So blade geometry. So now I'm gonna say this one is a tiny bit thinner than this one behind the edge, but this one cuts a little bit better. And the reason why is because the blade geometry is just a little bit better on this one. Just because a knife is thin behind the edge doesn't mean it has the best blade geometry. So what it's going to count as is the drop from the spine thickness to the edge. Don't get me wrong, this one has phenomenal blade geometry, and cutting with both of them, I literally had to do one cut with this one cut with this one. I had to go back and forth because they were so close, but I did realize this one has this fuller, which gives it a smidgen of drag more than this one, and this one has a little bit taller of a blade. So since it has a little bit taller of a blade, it gets down to that edge slower. So even though this one's like a couple thousandths thicker behind the edge than this one, which literally, like, this one's 12 thousandths and this one's like 10 thousandths or something like that, like it's really close, like 9 or 10 thousandths on this one. This one's like 11, 12 thousandths. This one still cuts just a little bit better, so I'm gonna say blade geometry on this one. So let me write these down. Okay, next up is flipping action. Okay, so I have a couple different categories because these do have different actions and stuff, so we're gonna go down the list. There's gonna be more different ones, more different action categories, but let's just go with the front flip. So I already know this. This one is not as good as this one. So this one has a better front flipper. So this one definitely wins in the front flipping department, but this one has this flipper. This one doesn't. So I almost wonder if I should just give them a tie, since this one has this flipper and this one doesn't. But this one definitely is a better front flipper. So if front flipping is a huge thing to you, then this one's definitely a way better front flipper. But I'm just going to tie them because this one has the back flipper, and it's a really good action on the back flipper. Like, this is really good action. So I'm just going to give them a tie. Okay, so access to lock bar and closing. So basically, the access to the lock bar and closing. So now, they both have very good access to the lock bar. This one might be a little bit better with the access to the lock bar, but it doesn't really matter because they're so good, both of them, that I don't want to say that just because this one has a little bit better access, because it's not like this one has a problem. But when closing, this one has a little bit of a late detent, even though they give you the detent track, and it's easy to get past. It's very easy to get past, as you can see. So very good closing action on this one. This one's just a little bit better because it doesn't have, oop, I tried to flip it back here, because it doesn't have the flipper tab right here poking out. So I'm going to say closing action just a little bit better on that one. So that would be, okay. Detent. Detent, both of them have amazing detents. Yeah, both. You know, I'm just going to go with the middle finger flick on this one and test it out. They both have good detents. I'm going to give them both to them, so it's just going to have to be a tie. All right, clipping carry. I'm going to give it both the same on that one because they both have amazing clips. Let's check it out. Look at this. Great action. Look at these clips. Both of them are amazing clips. But it does look like, though, this one has a little bit more room. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Ooh. This one has this right here, but it's almost so lined up. I never had a problem with it. So I guess I can't knock it for having this if it never gave me a problem. I mean, I'd be nitpicking like crazy doing that. Excuse me. I knew there was going to be a lot of ties here because they're both so great. I hate to knock this one because it's a little less deep. And what I mean is how much room I have under the clip. But this, I put this in thick pants. I didn't have a problem with it. Tie. I'm sorry, guys. It's a tie. They're both amazing clips. I'll tell you what. Both of them carry so good. So good. Like, literally, look at this. You have like almost nothing hanging out, and with this one, same thing. You almost have nothing hanging out. It's a tie. I'm sorry. Okay. Ergos. This one's a tough one too, because they both have amazing ergos. Oh my god. Okay, let me down here. Oh, all right. So this is the thing. This one's contoured. If you look, it is a little contoured, and it fits so good in the hand. This one, if I go back here, right? So like not up here, back here. This one's a little smaller in the hand. You see how it like kind of sits right there. Now, if I go up here, it's better. Like back here is really nice. I'm not saying it's not nice. This is great. If I hold it just like this, it's perfect. Or should I say like this? It's perfect. But if I hold it where I'm going to cut with it, it's a little smaller. Now if I do that with this one's a little bit, just a little bit bigger. But they're both so good. Now if I hold this one up here, oh, you know what? Let's try reverse grips and stuff. Let's do that because that might just be the deciding fact. Maybe not. Oh man, they're both so good in the hand. That's why I wanted to do this video, because I knew this was going to be so close. Oh, I hate to give one a winner because I feel like I'll just close this video off and then I'll be like, I shouldn't have gave it to that one. Oh my god. Maybe I should have did this with the camera off. I mean, I have been doing this. It's just like I did it for their videos. Ugh, they're both so good. I hate to give it to one of them. I really do. I almost want to say this one's better. But then again, like I have this little ramp right here, but it's still nice. This one, they're both so good. I don't even feel the clip, I don't think, on either of them. Ty! I'm sorry. Damn it. Okay, looks. Okay, I already know which one I'm going to give it to on this one. I do like the looks of both of them, but I'm going to give it on... excuse me. I'm going to give it to this one, and the reason why is because when I first saw this one, I liked it, but when I first saw this one, I was like, oh yeah. You know, even though I like this, don't get me wrong, I saw this and I said, man, that looks sweet. If this was full tie, right, no carbon fiber, I think I would pick this one. I'd love to see this one without the inserts too, or with, you know, this one would look the best in if this was a bolster lock with micarta on the bottom. That would be phenomenal. I want to see more micarta. I'd love to see these inserted as micarta, but even this one as a full tie would be awesome too. I'm going to say, yeah, that one for sure. Okay, so the front flipping action, we already said it. It's this one. This one has front flipping action, better front flipping action. Oh, I did give it two different ones. Didn't I? Because I already said action, didn't I? Did I? Wait a second. All right, well, this one has better front flipping action. I'm going to put it in there for that one. Because this one's front flipping action is okay. It's not horrible, but it's not the best. And if you watch the video, you'll see why. It's because of the jimping right here. You can still do it. It's not like it's that big of a deal, but this one's definitely better. Okay, the whole action. Okay, so the middle finger flicking action and thumb action. I'm guessing you guys already know which one's going to win this, and I'll explain why. It's going to be this one, and this one's great. So, because the middle finger flicking action is phenomenal, but this one's thumb action, yeah, it's okay. You can do it, but it's not as good as this one. This one definitely better because it's got a hole. You know, this one's got the bean-shaped or pear-shaped hole. This one's got the line, which, yeah, you can get it down here. And the middle finger flicking action is great on this one. But the thumb action isn't as good as this one because this one just has the hole. It has better access to the hole. And because it pokes out a little bit farther. See how much farther it pokes out? Now, if this right here wasn't missing, right? So if this steel went all the way down and they brought the hole up to there, I'd say they'd be even, but this one's going to win. Okay. So, all right. Value. All right. So check this out. This one's 14C28M titanium and carbon fiber. This one's M390 titanium and carbon fiber. I got them both for the same price, basically. Right around $100. I did overpay for this one a little bit. I didn't want to pay that much, but I did. And it's still a great deal. I got this for a great deal. Even for $110. Really good deal. But that's M390. So I'm going to have to give it to that one. That was for my price. Now, your price might be different if you bought it. So I just want to say that. But since they sell M390 for such a good price, you know, let me just say, their 14C28N is phenomenal. It's really good. Like, I almost compare it to a lot of companies' S30V and S35VN. I know that that's saying a big thing, but I swear to you, their 14C28N is amazing. Okay, so build quality. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat, guys. Build quality. They're both Twosun. This one is newer though, and the more newer they are, the quality is just going through the roof. So I want to say that the newer they are, the better the build quality. But these two are still pretty close to each other. This one came out, I think, like 6 months ago, something like that. And then this one just came out like a month ago. Maybe 2 months. I think it was only like a month ago. But the build quality is both phenomenal. It's hard to say which one I think's better, but I'm just gonna give it a tie. Okay, finish. Okay, so like they're both pretty much the same, but I'm gonna give it to this one because I'm gonna show you why. Let me see if I can get this to come up. Okay, you see the milling on this one? It looks really good, and I do like it a lot. It helps hide scratches, but this one's even better. Really look at it. See how it's got the like almost like a stone wash, and then if you really zoom in, it's almost got like a bead. The beaded finish kind of. I really, really like that. It really hides the scratches. Sorry, it's getting blurry. But I really like that one. This one doesn't have that as much. It's more just lines. So I'm gonna give the finish, and also this is another thing. The blade finish is basically the same, even though their M390 doesn't get as scratchy or as fingerprinty. The finish on the blades are basically the same. They're both satin finishes. So the only thing that's really gonna separate the finish is this finish, and I like this one just a little bit more than this one. And the hardware's the same, you know, it's the same company. So, okay, let's add this up and then see if we have to do tiebreaker. So we have, oh, there's so many, they're the same. Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 8 to 10. This one wins 8 to 10. Now, this is the thing though. If you were gonna ask me which one do I like better, that's a difficult question because I like them both for different reasons. But I'll tell you what. The front flipper kind of annoys me on this one. That it is like the way it is, even though I do like having it still. So how can you really complain about something that you can still do? It's just not as enjoyable as this one. And the front flip and all the other action is amazing on it, so almost didn't need it. I do wish they would have had the D10 just a little bit, so it didn't play around with the D10, but it's not that big of a deal. I almost never run into that problem because I know where to set my thumb now. So once you know where to set your thumb, it's not that big of a deal. I like them both a lot. I do like both. Both of these knives are incredible, but this one did win. I'm not going to tell you which one I like more because I almost haven't chose yet. I kind of want to say this one, kind of, but I you know, the carbon fiber on this side and then the titanium on this side, I'd rather just see all titanium instead of carbon fiber. I'd really like to see this as a bolster too. But yeah, they're so even. I don't like to, I don't want, ooh, I did that with my left hand. See, that's how good of a front flipper this is. And I do like that I can get up to the blade on this one. This one's got the little guard right there, but I can still get up there. Yeah, I'm just going to call them even for the ones for what I like better. But this one did win in the competition. But just because it won in the competition doesn't mean that it's better, right? So if you like this one, the way this one likes, or if you like the way this one looks better, get this one. If you like the way this one looks better, get this one. They're both phenomenal knives. Both great knives. So I don't want to take anything away from either one of them. Peace.